Hey everybody, this is Shahaf, and I'm here to present COTI's roadmap for 2023. Now, 2022 was a difficult year, but we remained on track and kept our long-term perspective. COTI has enough runway for many years, enough to make sure that we fulfill our grand vision, and our vision is one of years. Let's have a bird's eye view on 2023. We have DJED. Our mission with DJED is to be #1 stablecoin on the Cardano network. This will lead to a lot of fees that are funneled to COTI's Treasury and wide recognition. Next, we have gCOTI. gCOTI will be the first asset that we're launching on Multidag 2.0, the first CMD token. We will be airdropping gCOTI to our community, and this will be grand. Next in line, Treasury 2.0. The release of Treasury 2.0 will include new features, new value that is locked in the Treasury, longer term lockups, etc., etc. Treasury 2.0 will be great. Next, infrastructure. In terms of infrastructure, we'll be having a lot of news around COTI Pay business, with private payment networks being adopted, with new developers outreach building on COTI's trust chain. More details coming. Lastly, COTI V2. COTI V2, we've alluded to that for quite a while now, but COTI V2 is a completely revamped infrastructure and a new, exciting use case for COTI. Now, let's dig deeper into the milestones of 2023. DJED. So, as you all know, DJED is a next-generation over-collateralized stablecoin. This stablecoin will power the Cardano ecosystem. What we planned for 2023 is to grow DJED's dominance, and we want this to be the leading stablecoin in terms of market share. How are we planning to do so? We will do so by activating more than 40 partnerships that we already have signed, and by growing DJED's liquidity. Again, DJED will be the biggest stablecoin on the Cardano network. DJED will be operated in a very prudent and secure way, making sure that our #1 priority remains safety for all holders. Technical improvements of DJED will continue to roll out, everything from complete Vasil support, staking through smart contract, and more, as you can see. It's important. The entire COTI ecosystem will greatly benefit from DJED, not just by growing the recognition of COTI because Cardano's ecosystem is big, but also because COTI gets a share from all the operating fees that will be funneled directly from DJED reserves to COTI Treasury Reserve Fund. So this is great for everybody. With that in mind, let's move on to discuss the Treasury. Now, the Treasury right now is a major pillar in the COTI economy, and in 2023, we will take it to the next level by introducing Treasury 2.0. As you can see, Treasury 2.0 is a much more elaborated system. It has a reserve fund where all fees that are collected and funneled in and out from the Treasury are operated within. We have a stability pool. Stability pool is where stability providers deposit stablecoins into COTI's Treasury, growing the upper line, the total value locked in COTI's Treasury, and take part from liquidations that are done in the system. We'll get into more details on this a bit later. We will be offering swaps because COTI's Treasury will have COTI, gCOTI, stablecoins, etc. So that will be part of it. All of these things collect fees. These fees are funneled to COTI's Treasury and then distributed as rewards. So you will see this in the form of growth in the APY and the growth of the total value that is locked. Obviously, we'll be offering new, longer locking periods, and that is obviously translated to higher APYs, and new assets locked, as I've mentioned. So we're looking at USDC, USDT, BUSD with Binance, and DJED, of course. So through COTI's Bridge 2.0, we are now able to lock new stablecoins. This means that we are growing the upper boundary of the Treasury. Now, why is this important? The Treasury is great success. It has almost $500 million COTI locked in it right now. But the only limitation to the Treasury right now is the fact that we are only taking native COTI. What happens if we can take stablecoins and have a nice a symbiotic model around this right now? We can grow the TVL of COTI, and we can grow the recognition of COTI because other networks can now work with COTI's Treasury. So this is grand, and this is great news for everybody. Other than that, we'll be issuing gCOTI. And gCOTI is set to do pretty soon. As I've mentioned, this is the Treasury governance token. And why is this important? It's important because, first of all, it adds a lot of utility to the Treasury through APY boost, governance, votes, etc. And also, gCOTI holders take part in liquidations. But even more than that, it adds a lot of value to everybody, because gCOTI will be fairly distributed at no cost to the loyal COTI community members and Treasury contributors. If you remember, we've done this in the past, where we fairly distributed GOVI, the governance token for the crypto volatility index. That was a great success, because if you had COTI and you took part in this campaign, you've been taking part in an airdrop. And that airdrop value back then was $16 million that we just gave away to participants. So gCOTI will use this sort of mechanics to allow COTI holders and Treasury contributors to take part in this campaign. And we think this is great, and we are very happy to give this away. And the way we're doing this campaign kind of like makes sure that those who hold gCOTI are those with long-term commitments, the strong hands in COTI's community. So get ready for gCOTI. Now, all of these things, Treasury 2.0 with the new features, gCOTI, etc., all of these things will lead to growth in the total value locked in COTI's Treasury. It will lead to greater fees that are collected and then funneled to you and to COTI's wide recognition, because we can now operate with other networks as well. So we're very excited about Treasury, and so should you. Now let's talk about infrastructure. Multidag was the first step in allowing COTI to grow from a network with one native coin to a multi-token network. With the release of the CMD standard and the fact that Multidag is out there, we are now open for business. We are focused on enterprise, and this is what our business development teams are doing right now. But soon we'll be opening the Trust Chain and Multidag 2.0 for third-party developers. So get ready for that, and if you have an interest in developing over the COTI network and take all the benefits that we can offer, get ready for that as well. We'll be also further decentralizing the network with new node operators. We have a long list of about 100 test node operators, and we'd like to take as many of these people as possible and allow them to run a mainnet node, and this will happen as well in 2023. And lastly, COTI Pay Business. So COTI Pay Business is a suite of products. Essentially, as you can see, it leads to COTI's private payment network. What is a private payment network? If you're an enterprise and you have a relationship with your clients, you probably want to build a private payment network that circumvents everything from the card network and the banks, and you control the fees, and you control the data, and you control everything. This is like a dream come true for enterprises. Now, what does a private payment network include? It includes the issuance of a CMD branded payment token, essentially the token that you use to collect funds from your users, refund your users, etc. So this sort of relationship. It can be a stablecoin, but it doesn't have to be a stablecoin. Also, a lot of enterprises are looking into branded loyalty tokens. So part of the offering is the issuance of a CMD branded loyalty token. Loyalty and payments usually go hand in hand together. Then we add a branded wallet. Now, a branded wallet can be a self-custody wallet like Viper. It can be a custodian wallet. It can even be a wallet that is hosted in the enterprise app, right? Imagine an enterprise, and there's a tab in their app, and in it there's a wallet, and that wallet includes the token that this enterprise is using with his user base. We include Bridge 2.0, so we can offer the widest possible reach, because other networks, other types of tokens can work with this enterprise. And lastly, we offer a payment gateway, whether it's a fiat onboarding or offboarding or other types of tokens, to send money in and out to the network. So this is a private payment network. Now, our business development teams engage with suitable enterprises around the world right now and offer them all the benefits that come with a private payment network, and we'll continuously update throughout the year on these sort of deals. Now, let's talk about COTI v2, COTI version 2. And this is probably the biggest revamp that we've done since our release to mainnet a few years ago. First, it's important to understand that COTI v2 brings a lot of innovation, both on the tech stack level and on the use case level. On the tech stack level, COTI v2 will be far more compatible and connected to other networks, like a truly compatible and composable layer 1 that will allow COTI to tap into liquidity and development that is already happening on other chains, while continuing to offer the advanced DAG scalability, right? So this is a very unique offering. We'll also be releasing smart contracts. And this allows, of course, for a much more sophisticated sort of development done on the network. All of this will lead to a very innovative use case that we're working on for quite a while. Now, what we've seen happening in 2022, essentially Luna, FTX, Celsius, it all means that we're getting closer to regulation. Now, to move forward, we will need to choose between idealism and pragmatism. And we choose the latter. We choose pragmatism because we believe that every fraud, collapse, or bankruptcy is yet another obstacle to mass adoption. And I think we all understand that right now. To realize the potential to the fullest, Web3 will have to find its place within the existing political infrastructure instead of trying to topple it. We need to work together. Now, we can't rely on self-regulation, the goodwill of unknown players, or the digital and financial literacy of users. We've seen that failing again and again. And we want to offer a way for all of us to interoperate within external and enforceable regulatory framework while keeping our freedom. Understanding and accepting this premise is crucial, in our opinion, for crypto to go mainstream. We need to figure out the way to work together with regulation. What is our plan? With COTI v2, we envision a programming language that can expressively capture laws and regulation. This is more than a KYC solution. This is a new way to think about dApps, to think about applications on blockchain, to think about Web3 and how it interacts with the external world. If Chainlink brought you Oracle and third-party information from the outside world onto the blockchain, with this programming language, we can actually offer a way to capture rules, laws, regulation, compliance, DAO rules, and all of these things on-chain. This will be very interesting, and we believe this is the future of Web3, actually. So, with COTI v2, we will allow developers to meet their regulatory obligations while keeping their freedom to innovate. Now, obviously, this is a great business idea, but we see this as more than that. We see this as our duty to the space. Okay, let's summarize everything. 2023 is a year where we deliver our vision. Treasury 2.0, gCOTI, DJED, COTI Pay for Business, and opening up our infrastructure for developers and further decentralizing our network. While we do so, we lay the groundwork for COTI v2, which is both a tech revamp and a great expansion of our use case. We're very excited about 2023, so should you. We remind you to stay COTI. Thank you.